Yo, 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 what's up? My mic's in a crazy spot right now, what the hell? Alright. What's up, Simple? Back on that. So these were the levels that were posted yesterday. We were looking, well, at least let me go over the beforehand plan. Watching for higher lows to hold 580.50 or 581.30s, which you kind of got a little bit of that here above the 580.50s, not as much so above the 581.30s, so I won't sit here and go over that, but we did get a ton of higher lows holding the very first level mentioned, so that was a good sign. Just seeing 1, 2, 3, kind of seeing this fourth, even though it was a pretty scary pullback, they still held as a higher low, so very cool. But again, still not out of the range. They ended up just going up and smacking previous day highs, which again is a pretty good lower high from the day before that, so pretty good breakdowns there. So just a good pullback so far, not really bearish, just a good pullback. You can see even now, it looks like they're trying to hold another higher low. So if they can continue doing what they did here, above 581.30s, then it should be a continuation sign for more all-time highs over the next couple days. But there are a couple big boy earnings coming up, so I really just hope everyone stays out of the way for earnings, because again, there's some big ones reporting. We can go over what days too. I'll go look at them right now, just so we're not just saying earnings, earnings, earnings. We can actually look at what's what. Alright, so today there was, well, here after hours we have Google, Goog, AMD, Visa. Tomorrow, Eli Lilly, Caterpillar, Microsoft, Meta, Starbucks, AMGN. Again, the next day, going into Thursday, there's Apple, Amazon after close. You have MasterCard, Uber, some pretty big companies there. And then Friday's a big energy day. I'm just going to reshare this for chat. What's up, Michael? What's up, Mel? What's up, Jack? What's up, anybody in stream? Just doing kind of a late day stream, end of day stream, just to kind of go over some small stuff. Daffy had already streamed for a pretty good amount of time in the Discord. A lot of good activity there. But just not really seeing much in the market besides a pretty good hold of the drop. I mean, this could have been really bad. If they did not hold on to this, we could have been having a really nice size move to the downside today, and the bigger time frames would look a lot different. But really good retake by the buyers after opening lower and moving lower. So good hold of this area, and then just good retake of the 580 50s. These were the two areas posted, of course, being previous day low. And this was just a bigger time frame level, but it also ended up lining up with pretty close to the previous day control point. So just good areas, good trend, but nothing exiting range. They failed to exit here, they failed to exit here. These were the only two short-term zones I had that I just drew yesterday, or from this day, and then we had this one from yesterday. But it's kind of funny they already hit both of them again, so we'll just be leaving them. But pretty interesting. And again, we chart all of this on stream together. I try my best not to do much off stream so you can actually see where everything comes from. I don't really like it when people post a bunch of stuff and you're like, well, what the hell is this? It just doesn't make any sense. Coin's an interesting chart. Netflix kind of interesting too. A little bit of a soldier candle overtaking. I kind of want to take some J&J shorts. We're already in UNH, but J&J doesn't look too bad for downside.
Stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on two separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on two separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a
Welcome SF, aloha.
Impossible to obtain.
Welcome Dr. J, good to see you. Good to see you, everybody. How was everybody's day so far though? Be sure to drop a like on today's stream. It definitely helps out a ton. But did anybody take any trades, or anybody do anything cool, or make any mistakes, or really anything in between? Did everybody just kind of chill on the sidelines today? Which, again, that was really all I really preached last week, was just, again, trying your best to stay light this week. If you really do feel the need to try to take a trade, please, again, try to only take the ones where they're just screaming at you because there's so many things lining up. This is really one of those weeks where it annoys me when I see people, like, get frustrated with themselves because they'll be like, the market's chopping. It's like, no shit, it's chopping. We just went over this like 1,500 times. Like, if the biggest market weights are reporting, why would anyone who's risking a lot of money in the market risk even more during this week? That wouldn't make any sense. Unless you're going for earnings moves, cool, but do not get frustrated this week would to just be like short-sighted, in my opinion. That's why I was kind of saying that. Like, it's okay to take a loss, but it's insane when people get frustrated on these kinds of weeks. And these weeks don't happen every week. Like, it's not like every week we have some of the top weights in the market reporting. Like, that only happens a few times a year. You know, so it's like, Christ, you can't just you can't just sit on your hands a little bit extra this week. Some people just can't break that habit. Just trade a little less. What's up, Garden? Good afternoon to you. How are you doing today? Why can I not stream in the Discord? Like, why does it do that? Is it because I'm streaming on YouTube already and it's like, hold up? It's so weird. Whatever. Makes no sense to me. I literally was just in Daffy's stream and he had no problem streaming. Like, do I need to make another voice chat? Like, is my shit bugged? Testing. Great, like, where did that even go? Up here for some reason. That worked. That's actually gonna piss. That's insane. What? That doesn't even make sense. I just made a new voice chat and it works. I go to the voice chat that already exists. I was already good to go. Doesn't let me stream. That is so weird. I don't have permissions. I'm one of the owners. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I see Daffy has ferns. Yep. That is so weird. Okay, I got it to work. I don't understand. Oh no, never mind. It didn't. It's the same. It was the same fix. I'm doing great. How are you doing today? I'm kind of just out of it, honestly. I just was expecting some really boring price action, and that looks like that's what we got. I did take one tiny scalp. I bought one. Hold up, let me go to the 1 minute where I was. It was after this higher low. I bought on this hammer, and then it hit my level, and I was like, you know what? I'll take one of my profits, and then this happened. I was like, oh, okay. So I just took it there because it cut base. I was like, all right. And my whole goal was to scalp, so I was just sticking to the rules. So that was like basically a tiny loss, because even though this was a profit, this was more than that. So it was still a little bit down. And I was only going for scalps for this exact reason, just because if you're not going to catch the move, you know, it going up or breaking the high, you got to take some trim here, and if it does keep going, you have some good, you know, profits to scale out of. But if that's not going to happen, then it most likely does what it just did to my trade. So I was just part of one of the higher lows. But I'm not going to sit here and hold a same day or a same week or whatever. I don't know why that's becoming such a normal thing for people either. Like, I don't know who told them it was okay to hold same days or same weeks like 3 hours long. Like, it's never been okay. Sometimes it works out, yeah, sure, but most of the time it's not. And last time I checked, we're trying to aim towards the higher probability situation, not the lower probability. So I don't know, just gotta stick to your rules. And that's what happened to me, just one tiny loss, and I was like, all right, just move on. Bunch of call outs in the chat too. Kind of happy with UNH. Was looking for this to dip a little bit more, and I still am, honestly. This looks like it still wants to go more. I also like J&J for potential downside as long as 160 maintains as resistance. And I like UPST for longs, and I'm still gonna sit in mine. I'm honestly gonna ride these unless they just drop 50%, like the contracts, that is. So I'll probably stay in this even though 49 hit. I know in the Discord channel I already said like the stop loss hit, but I really want to hold on to that one and just let it go since our other plays are working out so easily. Because I think out of our last like 7 posts on the stream and inside of my channel, I think we're like 7 out of 8 or 6 out of 7. This would be the only one that's like really rough right now. Moderna was my only loss so far. This one sucked. But I'm okay to lose that one. I'll take that one on the chin. And I did see banks are actually at a resistance finally. But I don't know if that's to blame on like the market or the overall fact we have earnings and the market or what. But they've been on a tear streak. They've reached slowdown, so it's pretty notable. We'll go over it in the next couple days probably, but nothing to really mention on it besides that. Been begging to see solar finally move some more, just so we can see what's up with that, because I'd love to get back in those charts. Coin's still looking good, looks hot. Looks like it wants to rally up to like 300, but we'll see if it actually does that. Not 300 actually, but I'd say like 250s. If it holds where it is now, just keeps holding. Definitely looking good. No notes on some of these because I got earnings. I don't really know if I talked about other breakdowns. Nike starting to look good again. Potentially seeing a second higher low here. I need to see more information on the back end of this. Kind of like over here, we saw a couple days hold it. I want to see the same thing. I want to see a couple days hold this area here. So that would be nice. The dollar's still strong, holding on to its 104. Even though it's a little top heavy now with those wicks, it is still holding really well. Some of these charts just look like poop. Whoa. Solar had like a damn near bearish kicker. And that chart's like the exact opposite. And it does look like McDonald's is going to reject that old all-time high area. If I zoom this out a little bit more. This was the old all-time high. Before they, had this big dip, came back up, made new all-time high at 317.90. Cool. Nice gap down with the news, and then since then, really just a bunch of really good rejections. You have a little bit of like consolidation here. They're actually an inside bar. You have a bearish candle now peeking out. So McDonald's kind of looking good for downside too, but this is another earnings-related chart. So again, another big boy we really can't pay attention to just because of the recent price action being dictated by. Other things that we really don't trade around. So I'm just not going to sit here and try to pretend that you should be focused on earnings price action. You should not. Unless that's your whole, strategy, then so be it. Do your thing. What's Gucci, Alexis? How you doing? Your boy on the sidelines today was tempted to enter earlier Moderna today, but caught myself before the FOMO. Nah, good on you, man. Good on you. Honestly, like I said, if you're able to just kind of withstand weeks like this and just be able to just kind of not trade super heavy, that's honestly a power, a strength. Because some people, honestly, like, that's why I always try to tell you guys, like, I'm like the boring content creator. Because there really are people out there who will tell you the opposite. Like, just for out of entertainment purposes. Like, no, you guys should be scalping every same day you can find. Like, no. Need to understand how the market has weights. If the market weights are all reporting, it's gonna be very volatile. It's gonna be very crazy. Like I'm not saying there won't be trades. I'm just saying don't expect to be having the grandest of times when there's just that much volatility, right? And honestly, today's movie was still really good. There's not much to bash here. They held a clear demand from yesterday. Previous day low, previous day close. Sorry, that's 2 day ago low, 2 day ago close. Here's previous day low. I was off on that. And the only 2 levels mentioned in today or last night's watch list for today. Who all paid attention to that, by the way? Show me some emojis or give me a hi or a hello. If you are paying attention to my daily watch list on SPY, I've been posting this pretty heavily for a long time now. But the only 2 levels really mentioned to see if we get higher lows are right here. And like I said earlier, we got them here, but we didn't quite get them above 580 130s quite yet. That might be, again, just because we already smacked that level and kind of pulled back. It's just amazing to me how many people are in our chat and they like don't pay attention to that. It's like, what? I'm posting this every night, every day, as long as I can remember. And it's just a good example. You guys can make your own game, but you don't have to copy that one. Go make your own. I'm just saying it's really good to get that out of the way. I just realized I typed the date last night very wrong. I must have fat fingered. I typed spy levels for 10/19. Clearly it's not for the 19th, it's for the 29th. Good review so you can see that I suck at typing. That's good to see. At least Alexis and Garden Trader will be set even if I am not here. You guys will be good to go. It's crazy how well they're holding on to that gap. Like, it just naturally looks like they're going to go up. Now, again, this is really easy to say because we haven't had all those earnings go by yet, but of course that could change some things, make it look a little different, but... With the test of that high, too, this does give them that chance. If they do hold higher lows here, they should go up. They should break this high. But, again, we'll be seeing that very soon. We're either going to be breaking this or rejecting very soon, and that will tell us a little bit more. That'll tell us, okay, they are trying to keep us in range of these two areas here for now. And yeah, personally, guys, I don't know. You guys can have a different opinion from me. I don't think TA matters right now. Honestly, anybody posting these bigger time frames and saying this is why it's this is why it's that, like, none of that matters right now. Literally, none of that matters right now. All the important weights are going to report, and they could all gap up, gap down, and that will be the direction we're going. You know, for at least for that brief moment, you know, that day. But it's nice to have your TA and have it all prepared and stuff, but I'm just saying right now it just doesn't have as much importance for actually taking a trade or not taking a trade. Why'd I type hazer? Haze. Oh, look how throwing haze on him. Something's wrong. PayPal's red. Yeah, but hold up. Then you could do this meme. You could be like, yeah, but the candle's green on the daily. Poor IWM struggling again. Where's that post at? Yeah, at stop loss, UPST lost $85. And even H is if the chain will load, which you should not be holding UNH that long. It's already moving pretty well, and it's not a contract that has a lot of date. This was a same week contract, whereas the other play was actually for a couple weeks. So that one was a little different. I was just typing, sorry. UNH is up 33% here. Watch for the test at 559. I was typing it's up 33%. Watch 559. If 559 breaks, that should give it a good boost down to 555, which should put that contract in the money. See on that one. Yeah, UPST, I still like that one if anybody's in it. I just that's why we got that extra time on it, because I just really don't know if it's going to do it quick or not. It definitely is not. Already nice gap down for them, but I like the wicking here above the 49.60s. Updating like 8 plays at once right now. Just want to make sure everybody sees it. So if anybody is taking these plays, they're not completely screwed, or they at least have a little bit of guidance. I don't want to completely leave them out to dry. Honestly, J&J is looking really good for downside. If anybody needs an extra play, I like J&J for downside, UNH for downside. Which UNH has already kind of given us a boost. We haven't really been as long exposed in J&J as we have UNH, so we'll see how that goes. Ulta, we were shorting this like literally every other day, getting pretty good success out of it too, but they've actually finally broken up with a good candle here, and they've actually taken space over a good area, and today they're kind of holding. So I actually kind of like Ulta for some potential upside towards 385, 387s. Two plays out for everybody, 2 plays out for premium. I'm just trying to keep it flowing a little bit, because there is still a ton of really good looking charts. I know I've been the Debbie Downer telling everybody there's a bunch of earnings, but that doesn't mean there's not good charts to go look at. There's a ton of good sectors that have no earnings going on right now. And energy is one of them. They just don't have it till Friday. Friday is a full energy sector day. I would not touch it. Just a bunch of earnings of literally the 2 largest weights in that sector. How's old John Deere doing? Do we even check John Deere anymore? Time access. Okay, I knew that was messed up on my chart. Yeah, I don't think I've charted it since over here, so I'm just gonna leave everything here just because it has actually flowed pretty well through here. It's a pretty crazy company. Yeah, we didn't have the bone there. I think she broke my heart, and I had to take her off my watch list for a while. But I think we'll bring her back in. BWXT, I cannot remember for the life of me which one of you in chat brought this up, but this has been an amazing watch. Every time I watch this in stream, it's been just going down to that support, curling up. So this has been kind of nice watching this one, even if we haven't traded it. Just a good thing to kind of monitor. Get a good visual rep. Plus, I don't really know how it trades, so I don't know if I want to trade it, but still nice to watch the price action. If we ever get that on like Microsoft or Apple, and ooh, it's home free. Actually, let me go tag that in chat, because whoever brought that up, like, this is a really, really good post. Keep that one on watch Nike, not looking too bad. I love these kinds of trades. I was happy to find this too because I was so late to it, you know. Like I feel like when I take these trades, I try to get in too early. Like I'd get on this candle, and then I probably would have been like happy with this, you know, or just a small move to this level, and that wouldn't have been that big of a gain. But and neither is this yet. But I'm just saying like this gives me more potential to hold it longer though, realistically. Because you get yourself in the like more confident part of the trade. You don't feel like you're, you know, you feel like you're in a really, really good entry is what it feels like. And I think that's honestly what allows you to hold the trade better. But also to be able to cut it, you know, when it's time to cut it. Because I feel like when you're in a sloppy trade, you want to give it a chance, or you want to give it some like random stroke of luck or something. I don't know what the thing behind it is. But when you're in like a really, really, really confident entry, it's kind of nice because you get this like mental fortitude of like, I do have the best entry I could have had, you know. You don't have to worry about being right or wrong, like you know you're in the right. Now it's about managing that, you know, potentially correct trade. You know, it isn't always going to go your way, even if it is correct. There is nothing that's 100%, you know, there's nothing that's absolute like that. There's no absolute strategy like that. So, it's just good to remember, even your best setups could end up hitting your stop, or end up hitting a percentage of your contract you weren't willing to risk. You know, it's fine as well. But don't lie to yourself ever. That is never good. Potentially a lower high rejection. You can kind of see where the zone started there on the top left of my screen. This would be similar to how we tested this, so possibly seeing a second lower high before seeing an actual pullback. We don't know, but the higher low trend has not broken yet either, so we really don't have a breakdown to even give ourselves that Lee test type look yet. Nothing has really given up. They're still holding support, so hitting the ceiling, but they're still holding their lows, so there's nothing to give up yet. Now if they broke like this, excuse me, if they broke like this here, like broke either of these higher lows, and then you got a lower high test under this, that would be beautiful. That would be a very good sign that this is definitely going down, or giving you higher probability at least. Not definitely, but still very helpful. Where'd everyone go, Garden Trader? It's just you and me in here. All tired? This is, like, I don't understand. Why were they all sitting in here during lunch, but nobody's here in the last 2 hours? Like, this is when you want to be here. Lunchtime's like dead hours. More times than not, that's when the dead hours are. Like, that's when the setups are appearing, but the moves happen right after that. I would almost say like kind of 12:30 going into 1, and then after 1 for sure it starts heating up. Starts getting warm. Let's see if we can get a pop over this, or if we're finally gonna break in trend or not. And yeah, a lot of daily setups. Talked about J&J, we talked about UNH, we talked about Ulta, we talked about UPST, we talked about, I can't even remember, there's so many. Oh, BWXT, kind of been talking about that one every day. I mean, really, we've gone through all of these, but more in depth, the ones I'm bringing up now. That's about it. Kind of just waiting for a lot of the market weights to be done with earnings, and then I can start looking at those a little more actively. IWM still struggling, but just like SPY, also kind of holding on to that trend a little bit. Ever since the recovery of the lows today. Do you know why, VC? No, do you know why we have sideways action? Yeah, I mean, it's not really sideways everywhere, but do you know why we're getting some of that? Yes, sir. Good answer. If you would have said anything else, I would have been very sad. I would have been very sad, VC. Does everybody see why I'm saying we should still be trying to go up until we see a better breakdown? Does anybody see that or need to see a better understanding of it? And this is why I always see a lot of people saying, like, it's a lead test. Like, no, it's not. You haven't seen a breakdown of anything yet. Like, you need to see a break of something first before you're looking for that lower high breakdown. It doesn't just appear out of nowhere. Does anybody have any confusion around that? Because I go over this almost every single stream, and I just want to make sure, because some people are still in chat and they'll be like, oh my god, should I be in puts? Like, it looks good, like it's gonna fall. Like, it's like, well, hold up, we haven't broken anything yet, dude. From open, we've just been giving off bullish signs. You could even argue the first 5 minutes were the only real candle that really did anything today, and it broke previous day close, but it did not break previous day low. I mean, it broke one level, and who the hell's trading that? You know, you'd have to be crazy to be jumping into that. So, just nice to see order of operations really kind of telling you how it's supposed to be today. And I really hope more people take that video serious, or just that concept serious, because it does save me from making a lot of mistakes. Just doing things in the right order. job, Daffy, staying on the right side of trend. He kept his conviction in calls because he saw the same thing that we were just talking about just now. No break in trend. If we had maybe seen a break under this area a little bit better, you know, kind of just in this vicinity, sure. If you've seen a break at this level, sure. But there really wasn't anything that's saying go down yet. You know, just because we tested something doesn't mean it's bearish. But it's fine to go test something and then slow down, and then establish trend like this is doing. And you can see how much time that takes. So now, you know, the realistic view of how price action is supposed to work, now you can understand, like, okay, I need to be a little bit more patient, or you need to understand the timings of things. Like, you don't just always jump right in and just hope it goes up. Like, no. You do that and you'll be even more sad. Good job, Mel. Alright. Nobody was confused by it, so everybody who's watching completely understands. I don't see any double backing. Yo, what's up, Andrew? You're good. We were just talking about why, if you think that you should be shorting this, you don't know the system. We were just calling people out who... I mean, I'm honestly just calling people out who aren't even here. I'm really just going over mistakes, really. Order of operations, really. That's it. Because I saw a couple comments where people were saying, like, you should be shorting here. Like, no, you shouldn't. There's literally zero reason. There hasn't been a single break in trend that says you should be shorting this chart today. There was the initial momentum of opening lower, and even the first first 10 minutes of the day. You know, that was definitely a little scary, I'm sure, for bulls. And that's fine. Even this candle a little bit, I'm sure. But after that broke up, there has been literally zero things that say this is going down. Even over here. You know, if you're thinking about how we draw our trend and our zones, or how I draw them, I've gone over them for years now. They failed to even break under this recent high. I'm going from this high to here, but my OHLC is fucking up, so I went over here to throw it. But you can see even down here, they failed to push lower. And then what do they do when they came down again? Held a higher low. So, and the only two levels mentioned in my watch list last night, I think it was before midnight. I posted early like a good boy last night. We actually have what kind of trend, everybody? What's holding here? Are these HL or LH? What are these? Are those going up or down? Yeah, no, that's what I was saying, Andrew. Like this is a good way to tell if you've advanced with the system or not, or if you're reading the levels correctly. Like, if you can answer this question correctly and tell me, like, should you be shorting here or not? If you can answer that correctly, like, then you have a decent understanding of the system already, because this is exactly what order of operations was kind of taught. I'm not gonna say invented for, but I kind of had to think about this in a certain way, because, like, let's say you are somebody who's a 50-50 trader, and, like, it's probably because you're indecisive and you're thinking, like, oh, I can short every resistance and buy every support. Like, no, there's an order to things. You can't do that everywhere, but the theory is there. Like, I understand why someone would think that. You know, it's not like they're stupid or anything. It's nothing like that. Like, it's just they haven't looked at it more in depth yet. They haven't gone over it enough. They haven't gotten the reps in yet, and that's totally fine. But very, very important to make sure you're on that. And honestly, another good thing too, not just being on the right. Like, everybody's always like, the trend is your friend. Yeah, everybody in God's world knows this saying now. The best thing about that though is like, what does that even mean though? Like, okay, it's your friend. That should give you more confidence. Like, don't just say that to yourself like it's some sketched pillow you have on your mattress or something. Like genuinely understand that that is important. Like, understand that that should give you more confidence behind something. You know, so if you're seeing higher lows go and you're seeing a pop, like, is this candle really just breaking out? Is this candle really just popping a new high? No, it's a little bit more than that now, because we understand there's a certain order to things. Oh, okay, we opened lower and we didn't break anything and we just took over open again. Awesome. Let's see how the overnight gap is. Okay, they just kind of shot over that shit, so not really talking about it much. Smashed through the close, had a lot of crazy volatile price action right here, so not really analyzing that because I'm not going to sit here and be unrealistic with myself. I wouldn't touch this shit if it was looking like that. I would wait till I see some more trend. What happens? Yeah, there's a lower high here, but they're already above previous day close, they're above today's open, they're above the only two levels we really talked about. And where are they holding? Above 580.50. What are they doing? Higher lows. So if anything, we're up until we're proven otherwise, right? We don't. And what's our proven otherwise situation? I mean, literally any kind of Lee test would do, but we haven't even got one yet. What do you have to get before finding a lower high? What do you get before you get this beautiful test that comes here and you get to trade that and you get to be bearish? What has to happen before that, everybody? Please, someone tell me. What has to happen before you can take a lower high retest, also known as a Lee test? Because again, I'm still seeing this loosely typed out everywhere in chat, and it's insane. Not every time is there a red candle is it a Lee test. Let's understand that. What has to happen before a lower high retest pops up for you to call it a, what I just said? What has to happen? Not a big red candle. A break of structure. Exactly, Eric. A break of structure. It has to actually break something first, right? Because remember, go back to step one. We just covered how we were bullish. We just covered how trend is up, right? So nothing has taken this away from us yet, right? So for this to change trend, what does it have to do? Break structure. That would be taking out whatever recent high, taking out whatever recent low. If it does both, even better. Like, sometimes you don't always get both. Sometimes you just get the in-between, and then, you know, they're calling it head and shoulders everywhere, bear flags, whatever. But that's what that ends up being. And then what happens? Oh, then they take over the, you know, then you can look for this retest for further downside, you know. But too many times do I see people just see a red candle go down and they're like, guys, possible Lee test. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm about to just genuinely start deleting every time I see someone say Lee test in chat and it's not a Lee test. Because you're fucking up the learning for other people. So please stop typing the word unless you know what you're talking about. I'm genuinely seeing it hurt people's trades, and it's insane. Stop saying Lee test unless you actually know what you're talking about. Please. I beg of you. For you and for other people around you. You must have a break of structure. What have we not gotten once today? A break of structure. This was probably the closest one. I'll honestly be real with that one. And you had to really be like anal about where it was holding for you to be like, oh, that's a break of structure. Like, no, that's literally them just pulling away. They didn't even break the next level underneath. So even if you're unsure about, oh, well, I didn't draw that zone, Bueller, I'm not drawing it like you. I don't give a fuck if you are or not. You should have 581.30 on your screen. Did it break 581.30? No. Okay, well, then structure has not been broken yet. You don't get to flip switch yet. So even if you're drawing your zones differently than me, like, it's still, like, it applies. There's so many times do I see people also contradict me saying that, and it's like, are you serious right now? You should still have 581.30. So contradict me all you want, but you're reading the system wrong. But, and I'm not calling anybody here in the stream individually out, but I do see some people type it out, and it's like, okay. Thanks for making that hard for someone else possibly reading chat. Plus, imagine if you're someone who's sitting in a call and you're sitting here kind of, you know, maybe you're not as confident because it's one of your first reps, or you're still early on, you know, you're going to read something like that and be like, fuck, am I wrong? Like, this guy's been in chat a lot longer than me. And it's going to make you want to cut your trade or feel really shitty about your trade. So make sure you understand what you're talking about when you were typing in chat. Because you do affect the decision of not just yourself, but other people. And that's it. That is on them. I'm not saying that's your fault, but I think we should all be a little bit more reinforcing to each other than the other way around. Let's not take away from each other. Let's give back to each other. Let's reinforce each other. And call each other out. If you see someone type in lead test and you don't even understand why, be like, I don't think that's a lead test. Don't be rude, but you know, if you see something wrong, or you see someone type in another big one that's typed out very wrong in our chat is kickers. I always see people see just a gap up or a gap down, and they're like, oh, well, that's a kicker. I'm shorting it. Or I'm going long, it's a bullish kicker. Like, dude, that was just a gap. Relax. It is still notable, you know, not taking anything away from that person, but let's be a little bit more accurate. Well, I don't want to call someone out, Dr. J, but my main example is just like, I'll see people talk, like, honestly, like, if you listen to this stream here, like, a lot of people today would probably be like, oh, well, that's a break of structure. Like, no, it is not. That is a test of supply. It pulled back. And like I said, even to the people that contradict me and are like, well, I don't draw my zones like you, Bueller. I draw them differently, because this is probably how mine would have been drawn. Just looking, you're not actually physically drawing it every single time, but like, this is where the recent high was, right? Okay, well, the open of that candle, if that breaks, that would be a break of structure to me, right? What did we get? We got a test of it. They held it actually almost to the cent. Held the higher low of that. So even if you don't have the same levels as me, or the same zones as me, sorry, you should still have 581.30. Did it break 581.30? No. Okay, well, you don't have a break of structure then. That's fine. But I don't want to like show you an example, Doctor, like of someone in chat, because that would be kind of fucked up. But this is the example. Like, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing someone see supply get hit, and then they're like, oh, well, now it's time to short. Like, no, it's not. It's not time yet. They haven't broken anything. You could say we tested the highs. Yeah, that's fine. You could say we tested the highs, but no break of structure. Up, the trend up is still intact. You know, that is what we're seeing right here. Has trend continued? Have we hit all-time highs? No. What the hell? We're not always going to get the most exciting move from that information. That's not what I'm getting at. You know, but that is where we want to see the good moves come from. That's where you want to limit your vision to. You want to limit your trades to. Limit what you're looking at. You want to limit to just that. And if you can, you're going to get a lot of better trades. You're going to have a lot of better outcomes in your trades. Probably feel a little bit more confident. You're going to feel a lot better about yourself and how you're approaching your setups. But again, guys, if you take anything away from any of my streams, please don't just be another guy who looks at levels. Actually see, the reason our system is so good is it has a theory behind it. Like, there's actually thinking behind just the levels. It's not just, well, it broke above, it broke below. You know, when I type my watch list out, of course that's what I'm going over, breaking above and below. But that's because that's the game plan. But the order of operations is everything. Being able to do the correct thing in the right order, right? Because a lot of people see this, you know, see this gap fill, like right here. And I promise you, like, they're getting trapped here because they're just doing this vanilla rule of like, oh, well, the gap's filled, it has to go down now. No, it absolutely does not. It does not have to do that. Why is that? Because they are above today's open. They got above current day open. So there is a chance that buyers are present. It's not like it just went up, smacked the level, and then, you know, it was nowhere near the open. It's above something. It has something to work with. Overnight gap fib. Plenty of you would go draw that without even drawing it. You know, you'd already have it there. It's just about being right. It's just about having the information already on your screen and not procrastinating, not making up shit. Just going over what is happening. Very easy to do after the fact too. I also don't want to take away that fact either. Doing this real time, like being like, oh, the higher lows are intact. You know, let me buy a call when it touches it, or let me buy a call as it's breaking over the next level after it touches it. Like that would probably be how I would approach it for a longer trade. Not just a quick, oh, I'm trying to get this or I'm trying to get that. Like, no, someone trying to actually get a good size move, they're going to try to have multiple contracts, take profit into the high, scale out towards the highs, right? That's the optimal trade, right? That would be what we want to go for. I mean, you're not going to sell the top that quick. I'm just drawing where the area is. You're a god if you do sell that high, though. But, and right now, like, you could be like, okay, well, bulls are struggling. Okay, fair assumption. I'm not going to argue with you there. But uptrend is still intact. Thank you, KT. That's pretty crazy. It's just like like sometimes it feels like some of my like the energy I put into these streams is wasted. Like I'm not like other streamers. I don't just come in here and sit quiet for 4 hours and just look at charts. Like we talk about shit in here. I talk about so much more than just levels in here. And if anybody wants to take that away from me, like they can get the hell out of here. Because it's insane. Like I do not just go over levels. I go over theory behind levels, why something should do something, what you should expect something to do, how you should react. You know, I mean, that should be pretty apparent once we've already gone over the first two. You know, what should you expect? And if it's doing something different, then probably don't want to go against the grain. And that's really what it's about, finding your groove and then not going against it. Just sticking with it. We always talk about the lesser of two evils. You know, you're going to be given this situation in so many different ways, shapes, and forms in the stock market. Just always good to take that path, because you're trying to fight for not surviving, but for prolonging. You know, putting yourself in better probability situations more often than not. And if you can do that, then you can become profitable. It's just not going to happen like overnight. Because, you know, you might learn a system, and then you end up, oh, I don't really like it. And then you end up learning another one. Like, all right, stick with that one for a while, you know? So everyone jumps around and does different things, but take your time. I'm going, Daffy, I'm going. Jesus. Yeah, potentially a break of structure here on the dollar. They have the drop. They just need to retest, pull away. This would be the previous day close. If they end up pushing away from this, this is a huge break of structure for the dollar, which could bring in more buying for SPY. But if they end up retaking this level and holding, this could probably dampen a little bit of the energy with SPY here. So, really big moment for the dollar and SPY at the same time, on both intraday charts too. No, you're good, Eric. I don't even know if you're who I'm talking about. I'm just saying, like, if somebody in chat is calling out no break of structure lead test, like, then that's wrong. It's not like I'm seeing them every message or anything. I'm just like almost every day or every other day I'm seeing a couple of them, and it's like, it's not like I want to sit there and call that person out and be like, that's wrong. Like, some people have egos too. Like, there's people in chat, I don't even know if y'all notice, but like if you ever try to like talk to somebody, they don't even bother answering you. It's like, it's an ego thing. Like, they're only there to talk to one person, or they're there to focus on them, and that's fine. But that shit will get to them. You know, somebody will try to explain something and be like, nah, fuck that, I don't do that. It's like, okay, fine. I don't know why you're trading my system and then you're ignoring me. Go off, King. I'm not saying I know everything. I've never once said that. But when it comes to the system, I do know the rules. I'm not talking about Andrew, that's for damn sure. But like gap fibs too, and like the dollar, and like looking at other things outside the market. Like, so many people in chat will look at this and then ask me like I've never looked at it. It's like, are you joking right now? LOL, Def, I made billions from you buying my contracts. We got beef, you know. No beef here, no beef here. I will definitely be happy once all these earnings are behind us, though. We can finally focus on the more entertaining tickers. I'm over here posting healthcare tickers, man. That's sad. Even IWM, after they looked like they were trying to break, even they held. This was probably the ugliest looking chart, and they held up pretty well. Oh, you're good, Andrew. Honestly, like, this is the one week where if somebody said that, I'd be like, okay, cool. It's totally fine. I don't think anybody should take a full week off, but I think this would be the week if you did. And like that, this is honestly what I started my stream with. Like, if you guys went into this week thinking you were gonna trade normally, you are very mistaken. This is why I went over this very heavily with everybody in here every day last week in stream. I do not want everybody in here thinking they can just trade normally when we have every important market weight reporting this week. If you guys took losses this week from over trading, that is on you. And that's just a mistake, and I hope you never make it again. To think you could take this week as normal as any other week. Nope. Hey, good job on your quick scalp, Andrew. I just saw what you did in chat. My bad. Damn, Linwood, you were fast on that. Good post VC, that is accurate. Good job, Andrew, already getting that post out of the way, your review out of the way. I always feel like that's the most productive. If you could just get, I know sometimes when we're busy you can't, but it's really good to just, once you're done with your trade, just post it instantly in the review and just be done. And then you could just, you know, you could stop thinking about it. And then you can go back and you look at it anytime you want. You just feel relieved because you know it's already out of the way. It's already done. And also, honestly, it helps to do it instantly because it's also good for just fresh memory. You know, you're probably fresh on your mind what you just did and how it felt and whatever you did around certain areas. A lot better understanding right then and there. Oh yeah, and election news. I haven't even been giving the election news their respect. "100% Daffy. Say that one again." He said, "Man, this shit is the best group ever. Do not listen otherwise. All of us supporting each other on good and bad as a family." Preach. Oh no, Dr. J, you just reminded me I just set myself up. But every time I do this, I don't even know why I do this. I do it out of passion, honestly. It's not, like, some people think, like, probably hear that I'm probably annoyed. Like, I am probably a little annoyed, but I'm more passionate. Like, I want people to understand, like, what you're doing is something that is avoidable. Like, you can dodge this. Like, you can't dodge a random move or a catalyst. Okay, that's fine. Like, veto that. Yeah, that's fine. Can't ever dodge that. But something you can dodge are pretty easy mistakes, right? Like this week, I think all of us knew before the week started there was very heavy earnings. Even if you didn't think about election news like me, there's still very heavy market weight earnings. Like, if it was like PayPal reporting, like I wouldn't care. But it's not PayPal. It's Google. It's Apple. It's Microsoft. It's Amazon. It's all the biggest stocks in the market that literally do weigh the most. So going into this week, shouldn't we have this kind of like pre-context thought of like, okay, well, it's going to be a little more volatile. I'm going to take less risk this week, or maybe just not be thinking that I can trade as much as I should. You know, that would be the level of thinking, right? It's just using basic logic. But Dr. J, you totally just reminded me I set myself up for more trolling. I appreciate that. The sigh of depression there at the end. Very genuine. Every time I do that, see somebody like instantly post it right after. Lead test incoming. Oh, I'm gonna choke you.
You see stereophonic sound for the home.
Cause like that was like the big rule when that's why like I love the lead test and why I named it after lead land. Cause like It was already a setup, but what made it more of an amplified setup, what makes it juicier than not, is when you have extra conviction with a lower high. Like, if you didn't know what a lower high retest was before beating Leland, you were just not aware of trading. Like, you didn't get as many reps, right? But when Leland came around, he completely altered how we trade a lower high retest. It's not just, we've been here before. Hold up, here's like a resistance. We've been here before, so that means if I go up here again, that's lead test. Like, no, that's not it at all. Good try though. That's what most people think, right? The reason he really truly changed the impact of how this setup is traded here is because it's not just if it's been up here before. It's not just, it's lower high, that means a higher probability to go down. It's not that simple. No. Exit that. Why this is so important is because let's say it does do some range trading here. Blah, 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 blah. Looks good. Oh, they bought up off it again. What triggers this to be good are one of two things. One, the 90% entry, which a lot of you guys are still very new on, so we're not going to go over it super heavily, but that's again when you see the liquidated push above price, they're getting above 580s, right? And the liquidation comes in to re-break it, right? And then sometimes you get either a perfect touch of this, not all the time, or sometimes you get my favorite, the midterm retest, and then you get that test of the low, and then you get a potential break in trend for all we know. But this could start it, right? The other scenario is the break of structure. This is the most important one. This truly had impact because this kind of gives you more of a rule set system. It's not just like find lower high. No, this is like, okay, wait. Okay, sellers broke act finally, and then you're looking for any kind of retest. Single candle retest, midterm retest, full term retest. I don't care which retest you're going for. Find one. But now you have a reason to look for one. And on the other hand of things, not just about entry, but about if we're wrong. It has clear sign. Oh, okay, it got back above that again? Okay, well, I'm not as bearish as I once was. Same thing with the 90%. Oh, it's above it? It came back down? Oh, now it's above it again. Okay, it's just too indecisive. I don't need to be trading this. You have it clear indecisiveness. You have a clear get me the hell out of this trade type signal popping up on your chart. Sorry, I'm like trying to break that down as much as I can. But that is honestly the reason a lower high retest has impact. It wasn't invented by Leland, but he's the one who brought more impact to it to actually give you a rule set system. Same thing with the BB system and the TA routine. They're not just levels. They have order of operations. They have entry types around them. You know, we have the breakout entry. You have the retest, the different retests that we go over so much. You know, this is what you're looking for around those good areas, right? Around that context. But just make sure you guys understand that, because that right there is why that setup has impact. It's not because it's a lower high retest. It's because of the rule set system behind all of that. It's a little bit more than that. I think that's why I get so serious about when I see people type it wrong, because it's like, it's kind of disrespectful to just say lead test and you're not even actually typing out anything that's actually a lead test. It needs that first break of structure. It needs that initial reason to see that even being a possibility, right? Any jackass can look at the chart and be like, oh, that's a lower high, or that's a double top, that's a triple top. Everybody knows this stuff. Everybody can see trend. Now it's about reading it correctly, and that's again where this order of operations come from. That break of structure, that initial rule before kind of getting in or understanding what's possible. You know, that initial context. That's what gives you impact in your trade. That's what gives you a different outcome compared to or a different opportunity, I should say. That's what's important. Power hour started, but no power. Yeah, it sure feels like it. It sure feels like it. And if I sound like annoyed, like I probably am a little bit, but I promise it's because of like the passion of wanting to give that respect. Like everything has to have rules. Everything has to have, you know, a trigger, I guess is what I'm trying to, it has to be a parameter. Everything has to be conditional. You know, if this, then that. If that, then this. You know, you can't just get into a trade and there's no secondary thinking. Like then you're just the if-this situation. You're just getting in and buying calls or buying puts, and you have no like extra structure behind that, you know. And this is where a lot of that confusion and indecisiveness and no confidence having has, you know. This is where that comes from, is you not having understanding of like, this is where I was wrong in my trade, this is where I was right. If you can't even tell yourself afterwards where was right and where was wrong in your trade, that's a problem. Like, you really shouldn't be coming to me or Daffy or anybody in chat that much about your trade results. You should be able to dictate what was right and what was wrong about it afterwards, right? And then you can work towards that. But if you're not even to that point, then we do need to talk. We do need to go over some stuff, because that's a red flag. And you should not be actively trading right now. Be sure to like the stream, guys. A lot of ranting, a lot of breakdowns today. We went over a lot of intraday charts, then we covered a lot of swing trading charts. We're kind of just going over just all kinds of ranting stuff now. But feel free to add into the conversation or interact or however you want. But thank you guys again for all the likes and showing up in stream. And shout out to everybody who was with me or Daffy in the past couple days. We had a lot of crazy long streams. We had the full day Friday. We had the marble stream after that. We had the stream later that night with Daffy that went like 2.5 hours or something like that. That was crazy. We were up at like 11:30 at night just chilling in the Discord chat. That was wild. So, and there was a pretty good amount of you in there too. But that was very fun. A lot of breakdowns today. I like to be able to find those kinds of setups too, because these are the kind of days where a lot of people are going to write every setup off just because of most of the market, but there's still so many parts of the market that are looking good. Like healthcare and banks are both setting up for two sectors that don't have as many earnings related in their sectors right now, while the rest of them do, like tech and discretionary and comms specifically. Holy crap, I didn't even see AMD today. I was here for her downfall, not for her rise. Insane recovery. Huge trigger above that. Kind of like the 50% of that day, really, but that's nasty. Here's that previous day, or here's that closed, that gap fill. That is wild. See, like, here's another one. Here's, like, I'm not going to sit here and label these with all of you guys, but here's like a continuation 90%. Does this make sense to everybody right here? Before I break it down, I want to see if a few of you understand it first. Like, does that make sense? Like a continuation 90%? It's like, duh, we're going up. Here's a potential break in structure. Oh my god, bears are finally getting in the chart. Oh, just kidding. And then they keep trend going. It's like a continuation 90%. It's a little weird. But like that, but it makes so much sense, and there's just so many things like that that pop up. They give you like small subtle hints of like, hey, this is bullish, or like, hey, this is bearish. Hey, this is trying to scream out to you. I mean, I don't recommend maybe trading AMD going into earnings, but nice movement by them today. Does that make sense to anybody or everybody? And we only have these like stupid labels like 90%, 40%, 80% because it's to help you like remember them. You know, it's like if I say retest, what does that mean to you? You know, there's three major types of retest that we personally look at in here. You know, so we got to be more specific, right? We can't just say retest. Got to be very specific. SPY still hanging around this 580 270s. Oh, that felt good. What's up? Did you guys eat lunch today? How was everyone's lunch? Anybody eat anything cool? I talked about stocks for the whole stream, so I want to talk about food now. So fire. Damn. Some snacks, that's it? Yeah, that's kind of me too. I'm gonna get me a real meal soon. Dope. Why does this sound familiar? Oh. Damn. Leftover Spanish food, bro. That still hits though. Leftovers or not. That's posh Chipotle. CMG has earnings. Good. That's the true market break right there. That's really what makes or break everything is CMG. Ooh, nice, Alexis. Nice. Yeah, bro. Leftovers or not, that shit still slaps. Especially if it's, like, actually good. Dr. J said, if I bought CMG instead of burritos in college, I would be rich. That would have been really good advice. Whoa, Haze. Hold up. My mind just expanded tenfold. Hold the phone. Eggo brunch in a jar, waffles and syrup, cream liqueur, Appalachian sipping. What am I looking at right now? This is real? Hold up. How much is this? This is real. No way. For context, anybody, I am looking at off-topic chat. Eggo brunch in a jar. Are they actually pretty good? Like, out of 10. Damn, that's kind of cool, I'm not even gonna lie. Definitely better than the Coke Oreo. Or no, what was it? It wasn't Coke Oreos, was it? Was it Dr. Pepper? Yeah, these actually aren't that expensive. What the hell? This is insane looking. Oh, I'm so dumb. I just realized what this is now. Damn, that has to taste pretty good. There's no way they messed that up. I feel it. I mixed coffee with... Oh. Damn, this actually sounds so good. That's his lunch. Flex. Yo, what's up, Al? What's up, Andrew? Garden VC. Oh, I already said hi to you, Garden. And to Andrew. And to VC. So I guess just hi to Al. Which, yo, did y'all check Post Chart's channel today? Because if you didn't, you were tripping. Tripping. I mean, look at this. Why is my Discord all weird? Okay, there we go. I mean, look at this. Bigger time frame, smaller time frame, insanely in-depth breakdown. For both sides, too. If you look, it's not just ever like, oh, this is what bulls want. I'm so bullish today. I'm Garden Trader. I'm only bullish. No, Garden Trader is always covering both sides. Same thing for this chart. She even gave y'all a nice little emoji. I don't even do this. Honestly, this is like... she's being too nice to y'all. And it's like, her charts aren't completely flooded with like a bajillion things. Like, you could see like, okay, wow, yep, she wants it to go up here or down here or up here, down. Like, you could see clearly what she wants, or you could read it for yourself and draw it how you want. If your reviews don't look like this, I don't want to talk. Not even reviews, just kind of like, you know, preemptive plans. And it's nice too, because you could really hold yourself to it. Like, let's say the day ends and everything you said worked. Like, you can go back and you can look and you can backtest that. You can review that, try to recreate it. And it's not totally far-fetched, because guess what? You're not sitting there shotgunning the chart, guessing, trying to get lucky. Like, you're actually going over it in a productive fashion. You're not just making shit up on the fly. You're actually going over things as you go. Whoa, what is this, VC? End of day, select one answer. I'm gonna select bullish. Yo, how'd you do that? That was kind of cool. Oh, create a poll? I didn't know you could even do that in these channels. Alright, it's free reign in this little chat. Just make sure to moderate each other. There's only 5 of us in here. Oh. There's only 6 of us in here now. Oh. Rob's like, I just want to hear if Buellers talking and then leaves. She is a beast, so she is. Yo, what's up, Al? bullish CMG. Duh. Follow the trend line type of day. For real. Operations, baby. Because there was 0 break of structure moves today. There was one that was pretty close to being one, but not any move that was like, all right, we're flipping. So that's one thing. So even if today it wasn't the most exciting for you, at least it was a little bit directional. Oh, we said too many nice things about Garden. Oh. What's up, Kevo? Just hanging out, waiting for market close to play and earnings with a long string. Oh, that's right. You're probably going to do some like spreads and stuff. I forgot. You got a bigger brain than me. Which ones are you touching right now, Al, or looking at for earnings? Which one do you want to? Oh, you said AMD earnings. My bad. I thought you said and earnings. You're going to actually play AMD. Okay, fair enough. With the upside move today, does that change any of your expectations for the net that you're going to place around it, or are you already got that kind of in place? You already took that into account. Daffy said holdings Palantir through AMD bet AMD earnings. AMD Yes, it does. Going to have to look at it a bit to look at the deltas and IV. Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah. That's how I think of spreads. They're a bunch of nets in my head, and how you move them is like how you recalculate the outers of your net. Where do I need price to stay inside of? But that's very cool. That's very cool. I'm not totally dumb when it comes to spreads. I just don't trade them. So I'm not as intuitive as some people who do actually trade them. So it's always interesting to hear from them. Plus, it's just cool concepts. You know, it's like, oh, let me just keep price in between this because I'm expecting it not to move, or I'm expecting it to move but not this much. You know, just kind of keeping it around the range or around a certain area. For long straddle / strangle, I need price to move out of. Oh, you need it to move out of the range. Okay. Cool. Yeah, AMD will be interesting. I'm going to be very excited to trade this after earnings, but we'll see. Kind of cool to see this just big breakup move too, because you know, if you get it kind of felt like it was going to be like Tesla, where it just did nothing and then earnings hit and then it finally breaks up a little bit. But it actually started moving before earnings, so that's good. Nvidia's a little bit alive. Pretty much doesn't want to give up the 139, 60, 140 kind of area, kind of between these two levels here. That's on bigger and smaller. SPX chart looking not too bad. They are over previous day high on SPX. Using some profit from last week. Ooh, good eye by Carter. I didn't even notice that too. He was talking about a 15-minute hammer inside bar. We have about 35 and a half minutes in the day. Just for kind of a review, we did talk about a lot of intraday breakdowns. We did a lot of swing trading breakdowns. Really, most of them kind of more focused towards healthcare and the financial sectors, XLV, XLF, UNH, J&J, JPM, a few others like that. UPST, I kind of like for upside as long as that, I think it was 49.60s. You can quote me on that. I think it was like 49.60. As long as that's holding, it should get some bids, but we'll see. That was really the only ugly setup that we do like. J&J, UNH definitely still favorites for me on the daily. And yeah, besides that, kind of just waiting for some of these earnings to pass over. Let some of the volatility die down. And then we talked about, honestly, a lot of order of operations and deeper thinking behind how you're supposed to see these levels and, like, you know, trading between them. The lead test, really going over that a lot today. I would say today's stream is a really good one to review if you're someone who doesn't really understand how to trade lower high retest or how to identify them. It's not even just about trading them, just how the hell do I see them? So if you are someone who needs to review some of that today, I might actually go back and stream and cut that part because that was pretty good, and I might save that for chat because, I don't know, just something good to think about. The order of operations, you know, seeing the levels for what they are and seeing them in the right order, not just randomly trading them in some random order. You wouldn't just randomly buy puts while we're above CDO. That'd be crazy. Unless, you know, there was some conviction there or some sort of context telling you otherwise. What else? What else did we talk about today? We talked about food. Also, my brain is no bigger than yours. Your systems are gold. No, I know. I just always like to say that. Really, none of this takes smarts, you know. I'd say more than anything, it takes discipline. Because I think, honestly, anybody could pick up a phone and just start clicking buy, sell, buy, sell. But to actually have, like, a system in place, you know, and all that, that takes a lot of discipline. Like, oh, if this happens, I'm going to do that. If that happens, I'm going to do this. Being conditional. That takes a lot more. What is there to talk about, VC? What do you want to talk about? He said, can we talk about the Tesla price? What is there to talk about? They had earnings, they went up, they hit supply, they slowed down. You said it looks like it's bearish short term. Why do you say that? It is in notable highs, I won't argue that. But I don't know if that would just instantly send me into being bearish. It did a pretty good job getting above one area. As you can see, they're having a hard time getting above any area. You know, they get up here and they make a lower high, another lower high. They're down here again. Another rejection, another rejection, another rejection. But this one has a little bit more of a chance because they actually, like, got up here and are trying to hold, right? So this one actually has some consolidation, fell back down, fine. But where did they fall down to? Higher than the last time, right? So you see how every time they fell, they'd go lower? Well, it's changing a little bit, so trend has changed a little bit for Tesla, and I'd say you actually have a higher probability of moving up here. But I would give it some time just because you have, one, the rest of the market earnings. Two, it might need more settling than this. I don't think it's fair to just be like, oh, well, I'm bullish or bearish here just because it's touched an area after earnings. So it just needs more time. I think you just need to let it breathe a little bit. Personally, I think it wants to go to 300s, but we'll see. Again, if the rest of the market's just like, just kidding, we all had horrible earnings, see you later, and we're going back down, like, it's really not fair for us to say Tesla should go up or down, you know. So I'm taking it all into account. But I see why you would say you want to be bearish short term, just because it has actually reached an area it's been to before. It's not the first time it's rejected either. This would be like, what, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th time. It fell once, and 5 times in a row now we've rejected the same exact area. But I am giving them a little bit more credit because if you see, like I said on the lows, it's not just about the highs. Think about the lows in your context from before. So I'm fumbling words. Your higher lows are appearing now, whereas before it was just falling off the face of the earth. Now it actually is establishing some trend. So even though I don't track trend like that, it's still nice to point out, okay, well, there's higher lows appearing compared to before. So it's actually putting up a fight compared to when it first rejected that area. AMD has earnings, so I really have nothing to say about that. And SPY is breaking the high, and I'm really glad we went over the order of operations just to kind of cover like the awkward, you know, the awkwardness of like being in the in between of the chart, if you know what I mean. So today's stream really went over that heavily, and I'm glad we did, because I know that's a tough subject. It's not just a tough one to talk about; it's a tough one to think about, to actually apply to your trading. You know, to actually think about and actually stick to it. It can definitely be a problem. Got about 30 minutes left in the day until close. But yeah, definitely drop a like on today's stream if you were here or just here to tune in and listen. A lot of really awesome points made today, but not just me, just a lot of good points in chat too. A lot of good add-ons. If you guys have access to the premium part of chat, definitely check out the premium levels and small caps channel a little bit more. I'm going to start being more active in the premium levels, but small caps is active every day. Carter is in there posting the small caps every day. Very clean levels too. He tries his best not to put like literally every level that's possible on the screen. He tries to stick to what's important, so it leaves the chart to be really, really clean every day he posts. Yeah, scrolling through, I don't even see a single one that looks clustered. They look very clear. Now, trading, it's one thing, but the setups before the open is already clear. He said don't trade it. Don't trade it, she's abusive. I went to trade IWM because she said she could fix me. She broke me. He said it will drive you mad.
To achieve a new dimension of sound impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
IWM's so pretty though. I'm gonna trade it more next week. I'll show you, dude. I'm gonna get into it more. There will be a video of me trading IWM at some point next week. There has to be. 'Cause I used to love trading that chart with the... Honestly, Chef back in the day was the only person who traded IWM. I never knew a single person who did. Besides him. And we would only swing trade it. We didn't day trade it as much, but I'm sure the rules apply. Ike, though, if I do see a swing, Carter, I will grab it on IWM. Have a great afternoon, Daffy. Great job on the upside. He was already kind of sowing these seeds before I started my stream in the Discord, so I got you, Carter. Especially by you, Daffy. Daffy. Let's call him Daffy. That was weird. Especially you, Daffy. Yo, what's up, Danak? Good to see you, man. Say the name in the most weird way. Oh, Danak's gone. What's up? Why do people leave when I say their name? Do they get like scared I'm gonna say more than just their name? Oh. It's Rob Taylor. Welcome, Rob. Just want to see if it works again. Oh, he's actually typing this time, too. There was like a weird thing going on. I'd say people's name and they'd leave, and I did it to you earlier, but I don't even know if you heard it or not. So I was trying to see if it happened again. Don't leave. Don't make it happen again. Now that I know you're expecting me to stay. Yeah, see the way my internet provider works. I'm just chilling though. We went over a bunch. Not a super long stream, but very talkative. Just trying to go over all kinds of different things, but trying not to yap at the same time, you know? You know how it is. Or maybe not. Maybe you don't know how it is. Good breakdown. I hung out in Dappy's stream for a long time too. He was actually streaming for a pretty good amount of time in there today. I was like, yeah, I don't really feel like streaming anyway. The market's not really doing anything. And then he ends his stream and I chilled for like 30 minutes. I was like, all right, this is the perfect time to start streaming. The market will probably move. Over here timing other people's streams on market movement. Good googly moogly. What is going on here? I got the downside move, but no, I kind of stopped paying attention, and yeah, I did see it was definitely ripping some faces off. This and AMD came back with some vengeance. Face ripper, that's a good way to put that. Can we take out the most recent high or low, or does this trend just stay to the right? It is kind of the last 23 minutes a day, so some of this higher low, lower high talk might not even matter going into the close. Last 30 minutes can be pretty wild. Between the resettling and the rebalancing, it can just be chaotic. VC, come on down. That asshole. I knew he was gonna do this as soon as I said his name. No, that's cool, VC. My heart's just broken a little bit. I mean, a lot of it. I knew you were gonna do it too. As soon as I said it, I was like, watch. The next second. You just follow the trend, legend. Trend is your friend. Nah, I like it. I like it. I like where your head's at. the best around. Shout out to everybody who posted stuff in post charts or results or trade for today. A lot of really good updates and just trades all together. I'm not seeing anybody lose their account or cry, so that's good. Oh yeah, hold up, I'm still scrolling. There could be some crying above this scrolling. Yo, y'all gotta see this. This is someone in our... This is Hayes. What am I looking at? This is on Robinhood. That's kind of cool. 60 contracts of yes, Trump. Yes. Tag Hayes, he'll probably show you how, or at least how to find it. That's so funny, dude. And then, honestly, I think what makes me crack up, it's not the Donald Trump, it's not even betting on him. Like, you can do this on other apps, too. But I think what makes me laugh the hardest is just seeing the Robinhood logo right there at the top. Like, just everything. It perfectly brings it all together. Man. If you told me this was possible when I first heard about Robinhood, man, I might have quit trading right there. I might have been like, no way. No way. That is too funny. That'd be cool, like, place like a parlay. Excuse me. Be like Trump wins and then also like your favorite team winning on like a sport you like. God, the odds on that would be crazy. You can't help but make a face at it. Fair enough. My strat for that is to long Trump until election, and then long Kamala on election day when issue happens, and then long Trump again. Okay, fair enough. Oh, you're trying to play like... Oh, hold up. You're trying to do like... You're trying to do Leland's FOMC guide. I see what you're doing. The up, down, but it's really going up. The down, up, but it's really going down. I see. Subscribe for more Dr. J's full-on election trading guide. No, be on the lookout though for my watch list. I'll probably be releasing a Kamala and Trump watch list, but which, in all honesty, I'll probably only be releasing a Trump watch list because I just don't think there's any chance for her. I'm not even hating. Let's just be realistic. If the Democrats thought they had a chance, they would have put someone new to run. But because she's still running, they're probably just like already folding this next election off the rip. They're like, yeah, we're taking this L. They're revamping for the next one, man. They're revamping for the next one. But I do want to make a Trump watch list because there is a couple of sectors that will, or I guess I should say should, perform better than not under him. Just like Biden. Biden had so many good sectors for him. Energy was the biggest one in my opinion. But everybody knew energy would do great with Biden. It did not matter what happened in the world. And it's true. It's amazing. Energy has done nothing but fly. At the expense of so many other things, but energy has gone up with Biden as president. And then there was another sector, I think it was like healthcare or something. And then there was one that should struggle under him, and I think it was solar, and I do believe solar struggled under him. So all the popular sectors that were supposed to perform and outperform under him did their job. Professional gambling at its finest. 10 out of 10 addicts recommend this man. The person no one voted for is going to save democracy. Thinking about that, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Much love, guys. Thanks for the stream beat. See you later, Alexis. Have a great day, man. Hope your day at work was fine. Have a great, safe one, and I'll see you tomorrow. I did see that, Al. I did. From first glance, it looks like it's going to attempt to compete against Weeble. I hope it does. Honestly, they're a little slow, though. It's like, I don't know. I wish they would have done this already. Like, Weeble has had a platform for a minute, right? They've had the whole charting platform, all that stuff. But it took them forever to update it, right? And it's like, why didn't Robinhood see that as the perfect opportunity to just jump on that, right? I mean, now they are, but this is like 2 years later. Like 2 years ago, both of these websites, honestly, both of these apps should have been on top of that. Let's be honest. TradingView did great in their strides of updating. Webull did great in their strides of updating, but I just don't think it was quick enough. But I am glad to see Robinhood doing that. It finally feels like they're taking shit serious. Like Robinhood has to know by now they're the most popular platform, and it's for so many reasons. I don't even really like Robinhood, but to say that they're not popular is just ignorant. Yeah, I didn't like the Webull desktop either. It was pretty horrible. But it was cool that they were trying it. It was cool that it was there. You know, that it was something you could try out. I was trying to test out the Robinhood platform, but you can't pay per trade. Oh, stupid. You can do simulated trading though, can't you? You can do like a fake contract, like you own a fake contract, but it's not like paper. It's not even like paper. It's really just, it's like following a contract. You don't like IBKR? I feel like most people that say they don't like IBKR is because it was too complex. Because if it's Interactive Brokers you're meaning, Interactive Brokers is probably one of the best ones. It's just really complex. There's a lot going on the screen and everywhere. There's a lot of tabs as well. Yeah, brain twitch, yeah. TD is like the perfect in-between. Or Thinkorswim, sorry, not TD. Thinkorswim's like the perfect in-between. It's like, it's kind of complex, but not complex enough. And it's a little bit more than Robinhood. Like, there's a little bit more to look at than Robinhood. But Robinhood's kind of getting up there now. I can't hate on them too much now. I still don't know if I like their clearinghouses and how they charge people, but it's whatever. He said shit gives me a brain twitch and I'm a tech guy. Fair enough, fair enough. No, I'm with you on that, Andrew. I understand what you mean. I'm excited for being able to trade on the chart. I'm hoping I can trade the contracts on the chart, use trailing stop precision on the contracts themselves. Oh, like actually managing it? Yeah. Like you can on TD. Or I keep calling it TD, it's Thinkorswim. I keep calling it TD. Because you can do that on Think, you can do it on a few other places. It's just a lot more to set up. Some of them are like on Thinkorswim, it's really hard to set up and it's kind of annoying. But on like, so there's one website, I don't remember, it might be IBKR or one of them, but one of them it really is to drag and it's like super easy. Or maybe it's one of those meta brokers and then they connect it through TradingView. So I know you can do that too. Yeah, the clicking back and forth is very tedious. That's what gets me. It's like, it doesn't even make me overthink. It's just annoying. Like, I don't want to have to do that. I want to be as comfortable as I can. Like, honestly, trading on my phone is more enjoyable. Like, getting in and out and looking at your desktop, like that is more enjoyable than trying to do it on my screen when it's tedious, you know. When it's not just click and pull, you know. When it's more than that, it's like, all right, this is just too much. I'd rather just get on my phone. Like, getting in and out of trades on your phone is cool. I think charting on your phone is insanely hard. Like, if you're actually looking on only your phone and trading, I think that's very difficult. I commend anybody who successfully can do it, because it's not easy. Used to be a big hater of phone traders, but I think it's the best nowadays. Yeah, honestly, like entering and exiting, it's one of the best for sure. Though it isn't bad if you find a good, comfortable setup for your desktop, which I might rearrange how I do mine. But I need to wait till a weekend and just kind of like look at this stuff and then see how I want it to look or how I want it to feel while I get in and out of trades. Big fingers, unable to use TradingView on my phone. Like right now, question for everybody in stream. Are we still looking for our first break of structure? Yes or no? Including any of this move on this candle. Are we still looking for our first break of structure? Yes or nah? Yay or nay? Come on guys, don't be scared, I won't bite. Well, I think now it's kind of obvious that it's a yes, but at the time it was also a yes. I was hoping it would like sit in between here because I wanted to confuse some of you, because if it was still sitting here, I would still say yes, it's broken structure because I'm focused on trend. Has it broken the supply zone as well? At the time, not yet, you know, but was it breaking structure? Yes, that was the question. So good job anybody who answered that. I was trying to make it a trick question, but then if they started dumping really heavily and it's like, well, come on, man, like I'm trying to get my I'm trying to get my chat a trick question here. But yes was the correct answer. Good job. I was trying to make that more difficult, but it's not possible. The sellers were like, just kidding. Reporting something. I've already posted a bunch of shit in chat. If anybody wants to follow those, they can. I don't want to post a new one yet. UNH, J, and J to downside look okay. Banks are setting up, but I don't know if they're so good that I want to enter them just yet. UPST is like honestly super risky. 49.60 I think is stop. Well, that was kind of risky, Garden, because when you said no, it was kind of like a no. And then we were still... I see what you were saying, though. You were answering it correctly. You're fine. I got what you meant. Groot said, sorry guys, that was me. I entered a call because of this candle. Sorry guys, I went long. Holy, let's go, dude. It's actually getting us a good dip early on. I had like one or two higher lows since I posted, or lower highs, and then it just kept dumping. I'm happy with that one. Yeah, I still like both of those a lot. I'm just gonna leave those alone now. We'll check how they're doing tomorrow. See if the positions go up more or if we're screwed. Hi BB fan, been busy whole day at work. Stop by to thumbs up. Hope everybody's banking. Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate you. And yeah, I posted UNH yesterday. And then today I posted J and J, because J, if you look at UNH, it was kind of in between of my like ready setup and not quite so ready setup. I really like to see it just hit this fib and then I wait for it, but since it already did this once, I was like, you know what, it's not so bad, let's just get in now. So I'm happy with this for continuation. My kind of stop out point's like 566 area, and then J&J I actually am starting to like a lot more, but it wasn't ready yet yesterday, and I didn't want to have two of the same sector of the same setup. Like, this is kind of 50-50. But now seeing this setup today, I was ready to full send that. But that's all posted and stuff. Posted a couple other ones in chat too. Ulta, I think. Yeah, Ulta and UPST, UNH, J&J. And I'm kind of waiting on the rest of these because the major market earnings does affect other tech stocks, and that's kind of my favorite sector, as it is for most people. So I kind of got to wait on those. So it's really what pushed my attention away and kind of into the banks and the healthcare. Like JPM's hitting a supply, but I don't know if I'd enter off of that yet. Or exiting a supply, sorry. What is the background music that I'm using? I can send you a link, Ner. It is right here. Paste. That is the background music we are currently listening to. We are 2 hours and 46 minutes in on that playlist, song, thing, whatever. No problem, Mikey. Thank you. No problem, Ner. No problem. I feel like I've asked this before, Ner, but is your name Ner, like N-U-R is like the initials of your name? Or does it mean something? Yes, Garden Trader, sorry, I am so late to answering the most important person in here. Yes, that would be my break. Honestly, it's kind of like this low. It's kind of like two spots. I don't want to be like dishonest. It's kind of like seeing the fact that they're breaking the meat of it, but then really the trigger is seeing like that whole higher low. The recent, God, my settings are so messed up. This. So it's kind of like two areas, but just like kind of seeing this give up and then seeing this actually break, like that was really what told me. The reason I was asking there is because I wanted people to see this and be like, oh, well, it's still good. It's still fine. Like, no, it's not. It just broke the higher low. The zone isn't going to hold it. Unless a wick up appears, but that, you know, good luck. I'm not here to make up, you know, random wicks. Okay, good. I'm glad I got back to you, because, yeah. That was a good way to look at it. And thank you for asking, because some people will just, like, be like, yeah, I guess I kind of understood what he meant. But I'm glad you're actually asking, like, exactly where do you mean, you know, because that does matter. That does matter. How dare I not answer you, right? Whoa. They really wanted to go down to 581.30 again. They're like, remember all that hard work y'all had to get up here? Yeah, just kidding. We did it in 15 minutes. 10 minutes. Someone sold their con for 205. Poor sap who purchased that. Oh. Yeah, that would hurt. 100% garden. Because, yeah, some people are just too vague. They're like, well, I got out because it broke trend. Like, okay, but where do you see it breaking trend? Because it's different for me. But I like to kind of look at, it's more than just one area, but you are looking at kind of just the low of that higher low. That's like the ultimate break. But seeing it break those other areas before, like the meat of the hammer, the low of the hammer, before it broke that true higher low, like that was kind of like adding into it as well. That was like adding some seasoning on it. Now let's go, J&J. Stay down in the dirt. That's where we want you. You and UNH. Y'all can dig as long as you want. Ulta, I wouldn't be surprised if we wake up one day and this is like up at 400 again. So just don't be surprised if this chart randomly breaks out again. But right now, as the chart speaks, this chart should go up and test 385, 387s. So tomorrow we're probably going to try to catch Ulta on a day trade, which is pretty rare because I never want to day trade this. But yeah, we'll probably be trying to day trade Ulta over today and previous day high. Pretty much just any breakout is our entry because it's already done the retesting on the bigger time frame. This is what we would be seeing as a single candle retest above that golden pocket of it's about 375, but the exact level is 374.45. That's of course the fib of the last drawdown. You go from the high to the low, and this is where we were actually trading a lot of shorts from. We shorted here to here, shorted here to here. I didn't touch the third time, but we totally should have. And then it's just been holding ever since, just kind of been grinding, consolidating, moving back up again. But now it's actually setting up like it wants to move up off of the same information we were trading to move down. So that's very interesting. But guys, market is closed. Real quick before you go into the polls channel of Discord real quick. Make sure to go let us know how you did today. I would love to know who's on their grind, who's being outshined, and who's letting the market bully them. Real quick, I might actually edit the SPY levels real quick, because they do need to be fixed now. The high of that to the open of that candle. Edit properties, add a couple days. I like to drop it down a couple days too, just to kind of make it go back across. But that's essentially the supply that we need to pop over, and everything else can stay, it looks like. I think I do want to leave that previous day low. So basically, we were an inside bar. We started lower, we dropped lower, caught support, didn't fail, didn't exit the trend on the bigger time frames. Moved back up, we're maintaining trend on every time frame still. And we just haven't gotten that excess movement yet. It's kind of just put us back to square one. If you look, we're actually not that far from yesterday's close or yesterday's open. We're right in between them. We're very close. So not much movement in terms of ground lost or gained, in terms of how much ground was lost or gained. But a lot of movement in terms of the intraday time frame. Not just on this, but if you go through across some of the weights, very insane movement by some of them. But we have some earnings today, tomorrow, for the rest of the week, so be very careful with a lot of this movement. I'm going to try to keep the streams kind of minimal this week. I don't want to go into this stuff and post a bunch of plays, so you're going to see me posting a lot more swings and stuff like that in the text channel. So that's why it's good to be active in both the streams and the text channels. But good job to anybody who caught Daffy's stream earlier. Thank you to anybody who caught my stream after that as well. All the breakdowns in chat. Thank you guys. Anybody who posted in post charts, result in review, or trade floor, appreciate you as well. I love the amount of interaction everybody's putting out. Everybody's engaging, working hard together. But guys, I will see you later on. Thank you again for the stream today. And I think I'm going to end it there.